Well, good morning, my friend. It is Tuesday morning. Welcome to the Pastor's Podcast. Good to have you along with me this morning as we continue our week on. Had a great service last night over here in the Pacifica, California area with my good friend, Brother Samuel Owens. And what a great church. Doing a great job. Hasn't been here that long. And the church is growing. Exciting spirit. And that was exciting to see. And I'm always good to be around other men of God who are doing something for the Lord. Souls are being saved. Saw new families in there, some of the old faces back, and that's exciting to me to see what's going on there. And I'd encourage you, if you're in this area tonight, 7 o'clock in the San Francisco Bay Area, I'll be preaching over there at Pacifica, California. Look up Westside Baptist Church in Pacifica, and you'll find the church, and we'll be there 7 o'clock tonight. I'd encourage you to come if you can. Well, today I want to talk to you about an important word that will change your life. It's the word initiative. In Genesis 42 and verse 1, the scripture says, "Now when Jacob saw that there was corn in Egypt, Jacob said unto his sons, Why do ye look one upon another?" The difference between Joseph and his brothers was that Joseph had initiative and his brothers did not. And that is why Joseph moved up in position and his brothers did not. In the verse I just read to you, it was Jacob who had to tell Joseph's brothers, get this now, what to do. He asked them, Why do ye look one upon another? Jacob was telling them that their staring at each other was not going to change the situation. Jacob said to them in verse 2, he says, I've heard that there is corn in Egypt. He says, Get you down thither and buy for us from thence, that we may live and not die. Had Jacob not thought for these men, they would have died. Joseph learned initiative from his dad. And that's why God used him to the great capacity that he was used. Whether or not we like Jacob or not, the fact that Jacob did have initiative, he was able to teach it to at least one of his boys by the name of Joseph. Now, you'll never do anything great in life or ever be a good leader if someone has to tell you what to do all the time. Listen to me. At some point, you must have the initiative to do things without someone telling you what to do. Initiative is defined as the ability to assess and initiate things independently. In other words, it does not matter how much talent or education you have. Initiative is what separates the talented, educated, and the gifted from those who rise to the top. Now, there are several things that initiative requires if you're going to be a person who does things without others having to tell you what to do. Now, I want to share those things with you. First, initiative requires thinking. You can't wait for others to think for you and have initiative at the same time. At some point, you need to start thinking for yourself. If you always have to run to the one in charge to ask how to do something, you'll always stay at your present level position. Can I tell you, God gave you a brain to think. Now, if you had initiative, you'd use that brain to think and find yourself not having to depend on others to figure out a way through situations. Can I tell you, your boss would love for you to think a little bit for yourself and stop running to him all the time and start thinking about, okay, what do I need to do? What is it that can be done right now? At some point, you got to think for yourself. Second, initiative requires self-motivation. If you have to wait for others to tell you what to do, you often will not do anything. Those who catch the attention of the one who has the power to promote you are those who don't wait to do what needs to be done. The one with initiative will do what needs to be done without anyone telling them to do it. And it is always that type of person who rises to leadership position. Third, initiative requires vision. Joseph was a man of vision who had the ability to look ahead and see what God could do through his life. The person with initiative is often what we call them a visionary. It takes initiative to look ahead, to see what can be done and what needs to be done. And it takes initiative to start and work of the vision you see. Now, we love what visionaries do, but we could be a visionary if we had the initiative to think, to look ahead at what God could do if we had the faith and the courage to initiate the vision. Fourth, initiative requires the realization of responsibility to others and to duty. The person with initiative realizes that it is their responsibility must always be fulfilled. The person with initiative lets duty dictate what they are supposed to do instead of waiting for others to tell them what to do. The one thing you're going to see about those with initiative is that they don't wait for deadlines to get things done. They get things done immediately and often well before the deadline. Can I just be honest with you? At some point, half of initiative is just thinking. If you would just think, someone shouldn't have to tell you to be at a place at a certain time. Someone shouldn't tell you don't be late. Someone shouldn't have to call you up and say, why are you late? Someone shouldn't have to tell you to get the job done. Someone shouldn't have to tell you to think ahead and do some things. At some point, you've just got to think for yourself and do something. Listen to me. Do you realize your boss would likely forgive you more for having some initiative than he ever will for always having to tell you what to do? You're going to wear your boss out by constantly running. Get some initiative and do something to help what you're doing. I'm telling you this, you'll find that God can use you in a much greater way if you stop waiting for others to tell you what to do and just do what needs to be done. My friend, there is no secret in life. It is those who have initiative that God uses the greatest because they have that ability to look ahead, do things themselves, don't have to be told. They get things done. They think through problems. They contribute to what's being done. You become that person of initiative. And I'm going to tell you right now, you will find yourself to be a person that'll move up on your present job. And you'll also be a person that God can use in a mighty way. Well, my friend, I hope this is a great help to you today. Now, let's remember today, be good to everyone. Everyone's having a tough time. Have a great day, my friend.